Hi, it's Cindy here with another project share. I am in a swap with Sabrina K. Bargain Shopper here on YouTube, and we talked and decided we would do a loaded envelope or paper bag, whichever you want to call it. I made mine following a tutorial that Tamika did. She's Scrap the World, and I'll leave a link to her channel below. Hers was for a mini, easy for me to say, a mini loaded envelope, which was 4 by 6, and this one is much larger. Mine's 5.5 by 8.5, so I just adapted the sizes. My base paper black cardstock Recollections 65-pound, although it's really heavy 65-pound cardstock. I cut 8.5 by 5.5. Then I cut the front panel. Actually, that's not true. I cut the front panel 8.5 by 5.5. The side panels I cut 8.5 by 8.5. It was an 8.5 inch square. I scored 3 times down the side to make the gusset and the fat flap to fold back to glue the front panel on. Then I cut another piece that was 3.5 by 8.5. Scored the same way. Actually, I glued it onto this piece first, scored them all at the same time, and folded this up and glued. And after I put the paper on, I've used Craft Recollections cardstock again, a very heavy, nice to use cardstock. Between my Tim Holtz paper pad, I think it was from the Paper Stash. It's an older stash. I've had it for a while, and I bought it in a swap besides, so it's been around a while. And I used this ticket paper on the front. This piece was cut at 8 by 5. Obviously, it was 8 by 8 paper stack, so I was stuck with the 8, but that's why I used the craft behind. And I really like how it turned out. I think that looks really, really nicely. It works really nicely, and I did the same for all the little bits that I cut out. On the back, I used the printing blocks. And I also, on the scrap, there were some other letters. I cut out a C and an S for Cindy and Sabrina, connected, layered them up the same way, put them on foam tape, and used a little bit of baker's twine to connect the two. Another piece in the paper stack offered a symbol for each state. Cut out Kentucky and Pennsylvania, layered them up the same way, and connected them with the same baker's twine. Cut a little notch in here to make it a little easier for her to pull out her goodies when I stuff it. And I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. It's very, very sturdy. I think it'll hold up quite well in the mail. And to all the goodies that I'm going to stuff in there. And they're all wrapped, Sabrina. You can't know. Nanny boo-boo. So I look forward to seeing what you think of it. And thanks for watching. Subscribe. And please comment if you're watching. I'd love to hear what you think of my projects. Thank you.